morning class. Today we are going to study how to sketch a parabola. I am going to discuss the forms of our quadratic equation. Quadratic equation, we have two forms. We have the standard form like this, or we call it the general form. We have the vertex form. So you can see that in the vertex form we have here the square of binomial, we have a constant, and we have an a here. In our standard form, in which we use this one in our quadratic formula, we have already the a, b, and the c. So if we are going to use our quadratic formula, what will you do if that one is in vertex form? You have to convert that one into standard form, so you have your A, B, and C. So let us learn now how to convert our quadratic equation into vertex form, and then when our quadratic equation is in the vertex form, we will convert that one into standard form. Let's have an example here, class. We have y is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 3. We are going to make this one in this form, vertex form. So to write this one in vertex form, you should know how to make a perfect square trinomial. If you know the perfect square trinomial, you know how to factor the perfect square trinomial, then you know that becomes square of binomial. Okay. So this one, first we just remove the y. Okay, so we have this one, x squared minus 4x, and we are going to move this one a little bit to the right, the positive 3, because we are going to make this one a perfect square trinomial. So we can factor it as square of binomial. So we are going to add something here, a number. Okay, I'm going to put positive 3 here. But there is no 0 there. There is no 0 here because there is a y here. Whatever number I'm going to add here, I'm going to subtract that one here also. Why? Because if I'm not going to subtract this number here, then the value of y quadratic equation will increase by this number. So if we are going to subtract this, then it is 0, as if we have not added something. Okay? Okay. What is the number to be added here? Get the numerical coefficient of the middle term, or the x. Oh, what are we going to do with the 4? We divide it by 2, right? And then we square it. This. So we divide first. 4 divided by 2 is 2 raised to the second power. So 2 times 2 is equal to 4. So 4 will be added here. 4 must be subtracted here also in this expression. This one is an expression only, not an equation, because we remove the y here. Okay? Then we group it like this. Then do you know how to factor perfect square trinomial? Yes. This square root of the x squared, x, sign of the middle term, minus, and then the square root of 4, which is this one, and to the second power, and then we subtract this one. 3 minus 4 is negative 1. Therefore, this is our vertex form. X minus 2 squared minus 1. What is the axis of symmetry? There. The axis of symmetry is this one. But you have to change the sign. So the axis of symmetry here is change the sign. Don't forget to change the sign because that is minus. So the axis of symmetry is at x is equal to 2. What about the coordinates of the lowest point? By the way, if this one is our parabola, what is our a here? It's positive. If it is positive, it is opening upward. The parabola opens upward if this numerical equation a is positive. So we know that it's moving like that one. So the lowest point coordinate, if we are going to find that one, coordinates of the lowest. There is no maximum there. We have only the minimum because it's like that. If we have negative a, then we have this one. We have a maximum, but we don't have the minimum. So it's only a preview. Okay. So our coordinates of the lowest point will be the 2 here and negative 1 here. This is the coordinates of our lowest point because our graph is like that here. There. It's 2 negative 1. Okay, forget that one. Let's have the second one later. So here, now this one is complete quadratic equation because we have 3 terms. This one is incomplete quadratic equation because we have only 2. And the third one will be in number without the middle term. Don't remove the x squared because that is not quadratic equation anymore if you don't have the x. Okay, let's have this one class. So let's have the x squared minus 2x, and we are going to make this one a perfect square trinomial. Why are we making it a perfect square trinomial? So that when we factor it, we will have a square of binomial. So we will make this one a trinomial. Perfect. So we are going to add something here, and we need to subtract that something here also so that we are adding 0. So get this one, 2 divided by 2. 2 is always there, here. And then don't forget to square it. So 2 over 2 is 1 raised to the second power is 1. So this one is equal to 1. Okay. This one is now a perfect square trinomial. But don't forget to subtract that one also on the same side. You have minus 1 here. If you forget this one, then it will be wrong. You're adding 1 to the equation. So this one is a factor here. So here plus, I put here, square root of x squared is x, because x times x is x squared. Copy the minus here, and then square root of 1 is 1, because 1 times 1 is 1. So we have 1 here is squared. Don't forget this one, minus 1, because like that. Minus 1. So you have minus 1 here, put the y here, and that is our vertex form of this general form, x squared minus 2x. Okay, class. So what is our axis of symmetry here, class? Axis of symmetry. This one is x is equal to, but remember to change the sign. It is not negative 1. So your axis of symmetry simply 1. What is the coordinate of the lowest or highest? So it's positive. So we will like that one. So we have the lowest, the same as number 1. So the coordinates of the lowest point of our parabola is, copy the 1 here. Remember, we changed the sign. And then this one, -1. And this is that thing here. This is 1 here. And here is -1. That is the coordinates of the lowest point. Okay, what about if we have already this one class and we are going to change it into standard form? So it's easy class. Okay, can I erase this one? Can have this one. If we have this one in a vertex form or parabola curve equation, x minus 1 squared minus 1, and the standard form is this. So how do you find this one? So first we multiply this one, square of binomial, and we know the shortcut. Square, middle term, negative. This one times 2 is the square of binomial shortcut. After that one, if you have a number here, this derivative. If you have example, we have 2 here or 3, don't multiply 2 times x, 2 times -1. No, not yet. We need to do this raising to power to the second power first. Okay? And afterwards, you can multiply by distributive property. So this one is x times x squared. And then middle term, negative. Whatever the sign here of our binomial will also be the sign here in our trinomial. So middle term, multiply this 1 times 2, 1x or x times 2. So you have 2x. What about the last term? It is always positive because negative times negative, positive. 1 times 1, 1. And then minus, don't forget the -1 here, 1. So here, 1 minus 1, and then you have x squared minus 2x to 2y, and you are now again in your standard form or general form of our quadratic equation. So it's easy. Converting standard form into vertex form is harder than converting vertex form into standard form. What about that one? So for number 1, I'll put here, is that one? This one class. So y is equal to x minus 2 squared minus 1. So we do first the square of binomial. X times x squared, sign of the middle term, negative 2 times x, 2x times 2 is 4x, negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4, copy the minus 1, and then this one is x squared, like terms minus 4x is to our right terms. 4 minus 1 is plus 3. Put the y here. Is this one, not that one? Our given for number 1. Okay, that's how to convert standard form to vertex form and vertex form into standard form.